for a minute there. I forgot which camera I was looking at. Hey, everybody. It's Sunday, I think, and it's 8 o'clock. That means it's Sidetrack Sunday time. If you guys don't know or you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Rick Bailey, and this is the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad channel. This is Sidetrack Sunday, and we've got a group of guys and a gal who get together on Sunday at 8 o'clock, and we put on a show. Some of us do some modeling, some of us do some discussions, some of us talk trains, some of us just talk. So hang out with us, and we'll do something every week here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw up all of the Sidetrack Sunday guys channels up in chat, and hopefully you guys can check out their channels and subscribe to them. We've been running on a 4-person schedule for a few months now, and we've come into a couple instances where we've need some fill-ins, or there have been a 5th week, and we found someone who was happy enough to help us out a couple weeks ago and fill in for John. That was DB Tech. Dave did a great job on his live stream for his first solo, I believe his first solo. He made his first solo for Sidetrack Sunday, I can tell you that. But Dave did such a great job. We kind of talked internally, and the active members kind of agreed that Dave was a great fit for the show. So we gladly asked John, J2, John Schuylkill River, and myself were up at Reading this weekend. We're going to talk about that. And Dave was there, and we were happy and lucky enough to extend the invitation of the 5th slot to Dave in person, which was a cool experience to do. So I don't know. I didn't see Dave pop in yet, but if you happen to see him, definitely congratulate him. He is our new member of Sidetrack Sunday, going to fill in that 5th spot for us as we go along. So June is coming up, and Dave, there's Dave. Hey, awesome. Thanks for having me. So in June, we have a 5th week, and Dave will be covering for that week. So scroll up and take a look, and Dave's name was one of the members in the list there. So click on his channel, subscribe to him, and check him out. So many Daves. Yes, there is a video. There's a video out. I think Ron. Oh, forgive me, Ron. I'm drawing a blank on your last name. Ron was at the Reading show this weekend. Ron Montag was at the show this past weekend and did a video of us at dinner. And it was like everywhere you looked, there was a Dave, there was a Dave, there was Dave. I think we had 4 Daves at the table. It was pretty cool. So what are we going to talk about? Let me give you, there's so many things to do. I want to do a little bit more work on the flex building that I have from Joey Buczek from Late Night Hobbies. Not sure if we're actually going to get to that. But I also do want to talk about the Reading and what we did and how cool it was, and some things that I got. And if we have time, I do have a mail call from Caboose Stop Hobbies that I want to get to and show you guys just some things that I have gotten over a long period of time. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and get our girl up here. You've been waiting for her, and so have I. Here comes Rita.
Yeah. Yeah.
right, let's geez. So let's run through a couple things. I almost forgot that the intro was running and I had to talk after it, and I lost my train of thought. Yes, happy birthday to John. It was oh so cool to finally get to see him again. It's been quite a few years since John and I were together, and we got a chance to sing him happy birthday. And it was on my live stream for that day. So that was pretty damn great. Uh, John, I hope your back is doing better. I know Sparky pretty much damn tackled your ass in the train. So I'm hoping you're doing okay. um, so let's see. What should we go through first? Well, let me do the easy thing. So, as always, every time that you meet Dave DB Tech, he always has some box full of goodies. Um, so to not miss a beat this particular time, he did have a box, and there was one thing in the box that I saw that he offered, and I want to try and see if I can repair it. And it looks like it needs a part or two. I believe I didn't get a chance to actually look it up, but I believe this kit is the Walther's Merchants Row 2, I think. It's in a bit of disrepair. Some walls have come loose. Someone painted it. I believe Dave got this at a train show somewhere, and he wasn't going to use it. It does have all the windows in there. It is painted multicolored. Not sure. What I was kind of thinking is because the base is even broken. I was thinking I was going to try and take this apart and maybe get the paint off of it and maybe change some of the colors, but I don't know if I want to go through all that trouble. There is a wall on the side here that's actually supposed to be a fifth wall. It's supposed to be like a corner part that is completely missing. So I have to come up with something for that. I think the easiest thing to do is there is a door on this side of the building, so I may just get some brick, styrene, and just block that off without making it too complicated. But yeah, that was one thing I got from Dave, and hopefully we'll see a resurrection of that coming up in the future. So that was really cool. Thank you, Dave. I got it like that in the box. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Before we go into all the other stuff and start talking about Reading, let's go. Oh, you know what? I never brought up my participants list. Hang on just a second, guys. Let me see if I can get this window up before we get there. So while I'm doing that, let's talk a little bit about Reading. So I went up on Friday and Saturday. So John Foltz and I went up on Friday afternoon, and we caught the train for the Lehigh Valley Gorge, I believe it is. Yeah. You be quiet. I need to pop that out. Hang on, just a bit of clicking going on here. There we go. All right. I don't know if that's going to look correct. Hang on. Sorry. Thought I had this together earlier, but apparently the window closed or something along that lines, or maybe I just didn't do it. Okay. There it is. That's, I noticed my background's not right. So believe it or not, this is actually the first first time I'm running live. I did. I'll get to that again. This is the first live that I've actually put together since tearing down my workspace. I kind of did some remodeling around here, and I completely rebuilt my computer, rearranged some things. I have an added desk surface on this side. And then I basically just swung my desk around this side. So I'm kind of in a U shape now, which is really cool because it gave me this extra space over here, which you'll see when we switch to the side cam. And this side I'm going to use for my work stuff, computer and stuff like that. The two desks I'll still have for modeling. But I thought I had all my computer back together. I thought I had OBS all back together, and I'm finding little nuances that are just not appearing and are not coming up the way I wanted to, the way they used to. So you'll notice that some backgrounds might be missing and things along that nature, but we'll just run through it anyhow. Before I go any further, let's just jump over to I see that, Ray, and he still doesn't have a railroad. That's right. Let's jump over to the participants list and let's see who all is here. Looks like we got to let this thing load because it's only giving me a few people. Remember, guys, you're not going to pop up in the participants list unless you actually say something in chat. So you've got to mention something, say hello, say hi, so I can say your name, you can get some recognition and all that. While the names are populating, let me go through and just give a thank you to my moderators. These are the guys that on my left and your right show up as blue or kind of purplish with wrenches next to them. These guys I lovingly call my Smurfs because they're blue. They do a great job at keeping chat in line and keeping me on track, although that really doesn't always happen. So let's run through here. I did. Yeah, there must be. I saw that Thomas, it says I did say hello before. There must be a time frame on it. If you're dormant for so long, it must pull your name out of there. I don't know why. I think it does it to everyone. But the list is kind of short, but we're going to go through it. And if anybody pops in, hopefully I don't miss anyone. So at the top of the list is Almar. Al, I hope you got your kit that I sent you. I don't think I ever got confirmation back from that. But yeah, let me know. And I definitely would like to see a video from you on it. That would be great. Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider, is here. Dave from DB Tech is in the house. Congrats, Dave. Nice to have you here. Dwayne Fork and Spoon. Really, really privileged to meet you up at Reading. It was great to see you there, buddy. James from Dundas Junction Model Railroad is in the house. Of course, I'm here. Joe Rader from the Black Rock Central is here. And Joey Buczek is here from the Late Night Model Railroad. Good to see you, bud. Lehigh River Subdivision, that would be Ian. Alan from the Mason-Dixon Railroad, good to see you, buddy. And it was very nice to meet you, and Ian, to see you again as well. Alan, I know I met you before, but it was good to see you also. PK and W Model Works, good to see you, buddy. Rail Artist is in the house. Of course, Raybo Bell is here. And Ron Moen is in the house. Bob from Santa Fe, Bob is here. Good to see you, buddy. Again, thank you for the email and the motivation. J2, that be John Schuylkill River Valley, is here. Tom Grassi is in the house. And Tim D is down at the bottom. I wonder where Wigwag is because he's usually at the bottom of that list. Let's see. Did anybody pop in that I can see? YouTube must be lagging because I know there's got to be more people here than that. All right, let's switch back over. So, do you guys want to do Reading first, or do you guys want to do the mail call first? Because I can go either way. The mail call might go, where's Heath and Nisi? I don't know. That's a very good question. Mom and son trains rail fans are here. Good to see you, my dear. Was there anyone in chat that I missed? Maybe chat has some people names in there. No, doesn't look like it. Dealer's choice, Tom says. All right, let's do DB Tech says, let's do Reading first. Okay. Yeah, we wish you could have been there too, Ray. It was great time. So again, I only went up on Friday and Saturday. I left Saturday evening after the train and came home. So I'm hoping to see a bunch of pictures and yeah, you brought up the bottom, Tim. I'm hoping to see some pictures and videos from Saturday night because I know you guys were going out to dinner, and I'm hoping to see some things. I did see what was his Bernard. Bernard was at a I can't remember the name. I was trying to think of the name of the railroad. He was visiting someone's layout. But he did do a live stream earlier today that I have to go back and check out. But I know those guys went out today doing a bunch of stuff too. So here's how my day started. Friday, John came over my place and picked me up, and we got on the road. It was about an hour and 45 minutes ish to get from here to Jim Thorpe. Jim Thorpe is north of me. It is where we did the Lehigh River Gorge scenic ride, I think it's called, something like that. My wife was watching, so I had to stay home with the kid. Oh, wife was working. Okay, gotcha. So we got up there, got to meet everybody. It was a great day. We hung out. There was the town of Jim Thorpe had so much just in the general area. You could eat. There were plenty of restaurants. There were plenty of things to see, and we got to ride in a dome car. And it was the first time that I was ever in a dome car. So John and I had some trouble finding parking. And by the time that we got the car parked and we got over to the train, we were I think we had like 10 minutes left. So we were hustling to get on the train. At that time, I think we were the last ones to arrive, other than Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt and Dave Crooked River Eastern, who were really running late. They did make it, but they were running late. So I was so excited to get on to the train and see everyone. I had never been on a dome car before. So I go in the door and I'm heading up the steps, and I see everyone kind of scattered in the dome car, and I'm trying to see who's here, find out who I got to say hello to, where all our people are at. I did not take into account that I am 6'5", and apparently the dome car is not equipped to handle a person of my stature. I took the last step in the stairs, and I stood straight up, and my head and the ceiling met so hard, it shook the car, and everyone turned around to find out what the hell that noise was. Well, I pretty much almost fell to my knees. It only hurt for a little bit because there's not much up there. But it was definitely, some people went, oh, and other people like Sparky just started laughing like crazy because, he loves me that way. It didn't take long to recover, but that was the opening of the show. And, I got to make an entrance. So that's how I did it. I even bought tickets for the excursion, but my real estate layout space deal got delayed. Oh, next year. That sucks, man. That really sucks because it was a great day. Ray is dying laughing. Sorry. All right. Thanks, Ray. Everybody else was too. So, it happened. So the running joke for the rest of the weekend, or at least while I was there, every time I passed into a train car or just through a doorway, people were saying, watch your head. So that was the joke. So now I have a feeling that that's going to be my thing from now on. It caught on with the tree, and now it's going to be watch your head tree all the time. I didn't damage the ceiling. There were dents, but I feel like they're more here than they were there. So not really worried about it. Yes, it was a grand entrance. You literally heard a loud bang and everyone looked. Yes. Yeah. Even I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't really when you think of like Bugs Bunny cartoons and Daffy Duck, I was seeing stars and birds just flying around. It was that bad. It was like, but the noise, I think I think even the conductor came in at one point just to find out what the hell was going on, and that was it. Um, it's that shock and surprise when you hit your head and it hurts the most. Yeah. Yeah. Well, sadly, I think my ego was hurt more than my head, but I quickly got over it. So, yeah. Anyone seen Ray? Yeah. So that was my grand entrance, but I was kind of I knew there were people coming behind me, specifically Dave and Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt. So as we saw them coming in, because we were all kind of huddled right there around the door. So I was telling everybody, hey, be careful. I was trying to be the nice guy and say, hey, be careful, watch your head coming up. And I got yelled at by Sparky, who told me, stop, you're ruining the fun. I want to see if it happens again. Well, it didn't, thankfully, but I was trying to be courteous to everyone else. At 5'5", I've had that problem. Really, really. Well, I got a foot over you, so it's a problem for me all the time. So we got on the train, and the train took off, and it was a great trip. It was a 70-minute tour. It went 45 minutes, 40 minutes, 35 minutes up. Sorry, I had to do my math real quick. 35 minutes up the gorge, and then pushed us all the way back. There were two dome cars, I believe. And behind us, I can't remember if it was a coach car or an open air car. And then behind that was a caboose. So the locomotive took us up. Can't remember the local number. I really didn't look at it. I was paying attention to the dome cars. The locomotive was pulling us up and then pushed us all the way back. So it was great. It was really fun. So we did that. And then after we left there, we had some people stayed around in Jim Thorpe again to get, the tour was again 70 minutes long. It started at 3:00. By the time we were done, it was just a little after 4:00 when we got done. As some people were staying around to get something to eat locally. Most of us, I think, went back to the hotel, which was another hour and a half drive in the western direction. So John and I decided to do that, and we just drove straight to the hotel. Once we got there, we hooked up. Did you get the snip? No, actually, I didn't. I went to go look for it, and I wasn't sure if you had taken it down, but I couldn't find it on your stream. I don't know why. It just wasn't there. And I knew I had the right channel because I'm subbed to you, and I went and double checked and saw your basement layout tour thing you did a couple months ago, or maybe it was a year ago. So I knew I was in the right place, but I could not find your live stream. But yeah, let's go back to that for just a second. While we're on this car. So Alan from Mason Dixon was doing his live stream and filming stuff as we were going by and panning through the cab. At some point, the camera turned towards me. I wave hello, and then out of nowhere, here's Sparky flying over the table over top of RJ. And I couldn't tell if he was trying to stick his tongue in my ear or kiss me on the cheek. But I was in such shock that I just couldn't move. And I got blamed later when the subject came up at dinner, and he says, well, you didn't seem to resist it. And the only thing I could think of was I was in such shock that it was happening that I really couldn't move. But then again, it's Sparky, so I'm really not surprised. Yeah, definitely. I'll grab a snippet of it if I can, if I see it up there, and I'll put a short up if you don't mind. And yeah, I'll have it out there and show people. It was funny. It was really, really funny. So we get back to the hotel. This story is going to take all friggin' night. I know it. We're getting back to the hotel, kind of trying to link up for dinner. The guys had found this restaurant called the Railroad House. It was about 20 minutes away, I guess. So we, John and I just kind of freshened up a little bit, And then we took the ride down there. The guys were already there. This place was really, really cool. It looked like it was an old house that was converted into like I don't want to say it was a B&B, but there was definitely an inn and a bar and a restaurant all in this one space. It was really, really cool. Our waitress was really, really cool. She looked like she was a little overwhelmed. The snip was no, I didn't have that. I didn't have that one done. So we sat down, we had dinner. I can't even tell you how many people there were, but again, if you go back to Ron Monteg's video, we were all sitting at the table. Everybody had a different variety of food, but the best part was we were there right behind me, behind the restaurant, I guess, was I don't know. I don't think it was a main line. It must have been a siding going to what we believed was an ethanol plant that is serviced by NS. And we were all sitting there waiting for a train. And then out of nowhere, we hear the signal for the crossing go off. And like 3/4 of the table just jumped up, ran out of the restaurant, ran to the tracks, and started filming. So many people just up and left. We thought they were trying to beat the check or something because they all ran. Plumber ran, Ron ran. I don't even, I know Mini Prince ran, Sparky stayed, DB Tech stayed. I'm not sure. He may have went at one point, or maybe he just went to the bathroom. I couldn't tell the difference. Model Train Aficionado, welcome in, Chris. There were two people at the train show or at the train meet that I didn't know and didn't get introduced to, but apparently both knew me. Chris, the Model Train Aficionado, was one of them. It wasn't until later today that I went and found one of the clips that he put up of the train show. And then I went back through his channel to find a video that had his face, and finally got to put a face to the person that literally I was sitting behind or in front of the entire trip coming back from Minersville. So Chris, I apologize that I didn't actually get to say hello to you, but it was really nice to have at least seen you and put a face to your name. The other person was Life with Roscoe. His name is Martin. I believe Roscoe is his dog. He came along for the trip to Minersville on the RDC on Saturday. And again, I didn't know him until I heard someone say his name. But at one point, he came up to me and he made a tree reference. So I knew he knew me, but unfortunately, I didn't know him. So that's how that happened. So I got to meet two people unknowingly. So we get back to the hotel. We get to the dinner. Everybody had dinner. We had a great time. We all get back to the hotel. It was already late getting back to the hotel, and we were trying to figure out whether we were going to go to the bar and hang out a little more or what the case may be. Well, apparently Plumber took it upon himself to find out my room number and invited everyone to my room. So everyone, not everyone, but let's see, there was Sparky, DB Tech, Plumber, myself, and John. I feel there was one more person, but it may not have been. I can't remember. But we were all sitting in my room and we were all drinking and having a good time. We were there until about midnight, I guess it was, maybe 11:30 midnight, something like that. And then we all called it quits for the night and got ready for the next morning. Next morning we get up. I had to check out of my hotel. We will tailgate tracks in September, barbecue trackside. Oh, that'd be cool. So why not just take the table and chairs outside and eat by the tracks? So we get to the Reading station, which was only I think it was only a few minute ride up the street, and got to say hello to everybody. I can't remember everybody's name that was there. Tom's Trains and Things was there. Again, Chris was there. Martin was there. Of course, all the people that were mentioned from the day before were there. Alan was there. There's so many others. And we all load up on this RDC, which was awesome. You could smell the diesel for miles. It was pretty cool. First time I've ever been in an RDC. And we rode this 2-hour train ride all the way out to Minersville, PA. The worst part was they gave us tickets for the train to from Minersville, which if you saw the shorts that I had put up, there was two coach cars, I believe, that took us from Minersville actually out to where they call what they call the breaker, is where they break up the coal, and then it was a ride back. Sadly, it was only a 30-minute ride, but I stunk like an RDC when I got back from the hotel. Yeah, I think we all did. So the worst part is I thought, okay, the train ride was cool, the scenery was great. I wish it was a little bit longer than 30 minutes, but you can't help location. I mean, it is what it is. I thought there would be more going on, or at least there would be more explained, or you'd see more going on at the mine when we got there. Unfortunately, it was just a flat area with train tracks. You got to see a couple big Caterpillar dump trucks. And then there were conveyor belts that were kind of dumping coal into piles out in this area. There was a guy there from the mine who was explaining the operation and how it worked. But I was hoping for a little bit more. I wasn't the only person who said it, so I know at least I'm not crazy. Secondly, they were doing multiple trips coming back and forth, and it was also open up to the public, not just us. So when you got your ticket, there was a timestamp on the ticket, and we were all over the place. There were 4 different time frames. We had got to Minersville. It was about 11:30, and the times for the trains started at 12. So there was a 12 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, a 2 o'clock. And then our train going back to Reading was leaving at 3. So you had to be on one of these 3 trains, and we just got all jumbled up, and everybody was on this train and that train. There were a few people who ventured out into the nearby town to get some food, get some eats, do some sightseeing and things like that. I didn't. I just kind of hung around. And just, talk to people as they got on and off the train. And we talked about the train the entire time. Lynn's here. Hey, Lynn, thanks for stopping in. I thought we would get off at the breaker. I was thinking the same thing. It is an active mine area, so I didn't know that we were going to get off, or I didn't think we would. But it really would have been cool if there, like I said, something else. If they would have even had those dump trucks going, that would have been cool to see a demonstration of those things. I know you can Google it and see them on YouTube, but to see them in person is something different. They were huge. Really, really. Steve, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. So that happened. Then we get back on the RDC and we're driving home. Most of us were pretty much like burnt out at that point. Some people were falling asleep. But the drive, I thought the ride back was better than the ride going up. I'm not sure if it was because I switched sides on the train, but I felt like there was more to see. And we had multiple occasions where we're going down this rail line, and of course, as you're going down, you see rail fanners at the crossings. Well, we started seeing the same faces. The people were actually chasing the RDC, which was really, really cool. So each time they went by, we got to say hello. And then some of them actually met us at the stop in Reading when we got off the RDC, which was also very cool. Yeah, I wish I could have operated the dump truck too. That would have been even better. That would have sealed the deal. Those trucks are fun to drive. So another person that I got a chance to meet was Dwayne. Dwayne had stories galore of his trucking days. And some of them were about these dump trucks and his heavy hauls. Great time. Great meeting you, Dwayne. Love the stories. It was great to hang out with you. at Minersville, there was one of those little the little hand push carts that we got to ride and operate just a short couple distance and back. But it was really cool to get on one. Don't know if I'll ever be able to do that again unless I go back to Minersville. So that was pretty neat. So once we got back, I didn't have much time to hang around or go out to dinner. So John and I kind of just jumped in the car and headed home from there. We did stop and grab something to eat on the way. But that was the extent of my trip. It was so fun to get to see you guys. For those of you that I met for the first time, and for those of you that I got to see again. I appreciate meeting you. I appreciate hanging out with you and the stories and the laughter. It's just amazing. The community that we've got put together here. Can't ask for a better group of people. Okay. Now the Redding's out of the way and I've talked your ear off for 35 minutes. Why don't we get over to the kit? I think you guys pretty much want to see the kit over the mail call. The mail call is just train stuff that you guys have probably seen on other channels. But I want to show you the kit and how far I got while you guys were away for a month. So let's jump over there. I'm going to throw you over to the side cam here. Get my mouse with me. Hello. And I need my chat up on the screen. Hey, the RDCs were cool because you could walk around and talk to people. Yes. So the great thing was our RDC that we were all kind of sitting in was just a straight seats from the front to the back. But the RDC car that was in front of us, the other engine, actually had a bar in it. And I think I showed that to you guys on the live stream that I did that day. It was really, really cool. The weirdest thing that I thought, it was so strange. Of course, when you're on the rails and you're in a car and you're driving and you look to the car in front of you, this car is going like this, but you don't feel a thing, knowing that you're riding on the same rail that thing is and you're moving, but you can't feel it. You don't feel a thing. It was such a smooth ride on those RDCs. And the funny thing is, I took a walk up to that bar and I'm standing still in the car before me. And I'm watching this car go like this as I'm about to step on its platform. Once you get on the other car, it's like it stops moving. You're now a part of the car and the car no longer rocks. It was the weirdest thing in the world, but it was so cool. So cool. They had an old Coca-Cola refrigerator behind the bar. And I was trying to get a group of people together to try and see if we can get this thing out of there and into our car. Man, I really, really wanted that thing. That was so cool. But yeah, let me jump you down here to the desk and let's start this. Let's get a hold of this kit and see what's going on. Shrink time. All right. So where I left you before, I think we had these. No, the last thing we did was the test paint thing. So, Joey, I can't tell you enough how many comments I got on this test plate. So many people have said this is such a great idea. Keep doing it. You don't see this in other kits. So this, if you guys don't remember, when I took the kit out of the bag last week, this was one of the items that was on the sprue when we got it. And this was, every kit's got one. I have never, you know what? I got to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't think I have ever done a brick wood kit before. This is probably the first one that I've done. So if it's in every brick kit, awesome. But every kit that I have built, whether it be DPM or a wood kit, I have never seen a paint test plate. So for me to get this was awesome. And I'm telling you, I got comments where people said it was a great idea. So if it's something new, keep going, brother. People are loving it. So where I left before, we played with the test kit. We were doing some of the brickwork and the mortar and painting it. After that, I got a little further. Well, every kit of mine does. Great. Awesome. Thumbs up. Keep going. ITLA has blanks in their kits. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So here's as far as I got, and I realized I've got a couple mistakes, and nothing that can't be fixed. But just some things that I now know for the next one. So, this is a wood kit. It is brick. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Hopefully, the camera will play nice. All right, so it is a brick kit. The camera's kind of screwing up and making it blotchy. I did try to do the see, I went a little heavy on the test kit with the gray. I didn't want that blotchy gray happening, so I did do just a thin coat of it. I'm not sure if it's going to come out on the camera. I didn't put on that much. You'll see it in some spots, but not in others. But I did do it. And that's when I realized that the sidewalls are not brick, they're cinder block. So I had this whole thing painted in this red color, and then I had to go back and repaint the sidewalls because I did not pay attention to the instructions or the pictures that Joey provided, where it clearly shows you the cinder block wall on the side. I do plan to go back and do the brick painting like Joey's got there, because I think that's just the coolest look in the world. You've seen that on some of my other kits. So I'm going to do that. Dan, Model Railroad Journey. Hi, buddy. Good to have you in here. So I got all that painted. I did get confused again at these pieces that were included. I did figure out what they were. So there are these really thin pieces here, and there's two more that I haven't popped off the sprue yet. They're here and here. Couldn't figure out what those were at the time, but I got it now. These actually go here on the outside just to give the building some 3D appearance, as if it was an overhang of sorts. So I had already painted that gray because I didn't understand that that's what this was for. So I will correct that and get those up there. I think that's a great addition. Also, I did try something new, and it didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to. And of course, it's all my fault. The sidewalls could be whatever color you want. Yeah, really, they could. I actually did. I didn't do a great job at it, but these were a darker gray, and then I did go back. I didn't like that they were so dark, and I went back in with a lighter gray, and it really looked great. And then I wanted to try and put a black wash on there to get in those grooves, and it wound up turning it back to the original gray color that it was before I turned it to a lighter color. So you live, you learn. It's the cornice of the roof. Yes, I did know that, but I didn't think of it at the moment. So Joey did include a piece of acetate with his kit, but for some reason I can't find it. So I've got acetate out the wazoo from all my other kits. So I just grabbed a piece of acetate, and what I wanted to try was I took all of the pieces off of the sprue, and I got them all cleaned up on the outside. And what I wanted to do was I glued them to the acetate first. And I thought it would just be a lot easier if I had it glued to the acetate, and then I cut out the acetate, and it would already be connected to the window. The problem that I ran into, and again, it's all my fault, as I started cutting this thing, even though I am using a sharp knife, the moment that I tried to bend or move the acetate, the door popped right off of the acetate, or the windows did, and I wasn't able to keep it on there. So I'm trying it here with the door, And apparently I didn't cut enough through it. I think it's the glue that I used. I probably should have used something heavier. I only used Aleene's, but I'm pretty sure if I would have used like a canopy glue or something a little stronger, it would have worked. Okay, so that's stuck. Even though I do know there's a corner here that's up, I'm going to have to re-glue. But now all I have to do is take the door and glue the door inside the opening, and that would work. Rather than coming back and gluing the acetate on later, I think that's a good alternative. It looks like I'm going to have to trim this up a little bit. I got a little more acetate on the bottom than I should, so it's not actually fitting in the doorway. The other thing that I liked about this kit is the doors and windows are at such a size. I'll have to get me some of that. That's probably something I should have in my arsenal. Thank you, Joey. These doors and windows fit inside the opening, so they appear recessed, which is cool because you're not. If you were to glue them on the back, it would look kind of funny because you don't get that window pane look to them. So I like that they fit inside. You still get the things, the aesthetic of the door, and that will work perfectly. So again, I had these things glued to the acetate and they just popped off. So I have to re-glue those. I'll use a different glue, but I'm not going to go through that. Joey gives you two options of doors: one that is flat completely, and one that has these windows cut out. I do have to put the acetate on the back first. But again, this is another item that you would just cut out here. And this one gets glued to the back. And believe it or not, the windows, this cardboard or whatever this material is, I was able to actually pop them right out. I didn't have to cut them. Very similar to what I'm doing now. They kind of just pop right out off the sprue. There's the door. Let's get rid of that for a second. Oh, you know what? I think I cut out more than I should. Yeah, I cut out more than I should. So this, now, did I do that right? Hang on. Let me look at this picture. Does this go on the back? This one might go on the back. Yeah, that probably gets glued like that on the back. That looks better than having it in. Yeah, having it inside would be flush, or even on the outside would look kind of silly. So yeah, that one goes on the back. So there's enough. Joey left enough on there for you to actually glue to. So that would go right there. And that looks really cool. And then of course there are two signs that Joey included, a bigger one and a smaller one. Again, I thought there was a piece of paper that came with it that had those pictures of the signs on it, which I can't find. I will eventually, but I may just make up my own signs and do something else. There is the interior for the building. I also found interesting. You should just cut all the way through the acetate. You end up pulling bend marks. Yeah, that's true. True. I didn't want to. I felt either way it was going to happen either way, because I saw as I was cutting the acetate, just the force of the blade cutting the acetate was making the two separate. So it was kind of happening either way. But yeah, it could work. Glue it to the back. The material's called polybag. Okay. Safer laser cutter, durable, awesome. Can anyone see me? I see you. Well, I don't see you. I see you in chat. I think other people are seeing you. Hi, Dwight. Yes. There's many, many people that see you. Don't you wish you could be sitting next to Rick helping him? Do I really need that kind of assistance, Lynn? Do I? I don't need it. I've been getting a bunch of errors. It wouldn't let me comment. Oh, that's just mean. You shouldn't wish that on Joey. Oh, Steve, breaking my heart. Breaking my heart. Okay, so this I thought was really, really cool. So here's how the back goes together. And I'm going to do this all off camera and have it ready for you next week. So the sides get put together in this fashion, like that, and you would glue that. Glue this flat on your table. Use a 1-2-3 block. This side goes on here just like that. Fits together. Great. Once it's all finished gluing, this gets put inside the building and sits just like that. And you would glue that in place, right? And then this is your roof piece that would fit inside here. Ta-da! Just like that. Just like that. And then you've got this piece of cardboard here, which you would use for your backer piece, which goes right across like that. So that is the building, how it would look if it were complete. Of course, I will complete it first, and I will show it to you guys next week. Ta-da! I can't remember what this was. I have the two signs. Was this just an extra piece? Oh, was this? Oh, this was the piece that popped out of here. Ah, gotcha. So that's just scraps. No worries. That's good. All right. I'm going to put this aside. I've got a few minutes left. So we didn't do any modeling today other than cutting out a door and acetate. I got a few minutes left. I'm going to show you guys what I got from, yeah, you got to wait till next month. Maybe we'll do some modeling next month. Are you going to paint the inside of the back wall? Yeah, I probably will. I want to see if I'll either wind up painting it black, or I wanted to really see if I could get an image of maybe I'm not sure what kind of shop that I want it to be yet. Automotive seems kind of apparent because of the garage door, but really it could be anything. So I'm not sure what I want the building to be, but I wanted to see if I could get a picture to actually go back there. The reason the backer is like that is so you can apply interior image. Yeah, if you want. See, there you go. So when you starting the layout, not sure. It was going to happen soon, but I think I have to put it back on hold again. Just about time for the weekly call for my mother. Dan, take it easy. Talk to your mother. Wish her our best. I'm going to run through really, really quickly some stuff that I got from Caboose Stop Hobbies this week. These guys let me tell you how awesome these guys are. This order that I'm about to show you goes all the way back to November. They've been holding this stuff for me since November. They're very kind in that if you don't have a lot of stuff, it doesn't make sense in wasting the shipping to ship one or two things. Hey, that could be. So they were nice enough to hold this stuff for me for a long period of time, and it worked out great. So I'm actually going to switch back over here because the green screen is going to screw some things up. You guys know, and Heath always makes a point to point out that I have so many air compressors. So I had to get something to go along with those air compressors, and I've been complaining about the airbrushes that I have. So I saw that they had I hope I'm saying this right, Pache airbrush. It's in a siphon airbrush. So I wanted to see if this one was any better than the one I had. So I plan on breaking this out soon and doing some painting with that. Get it back together. That was pretty awesome to get my hands on. Found this little kit called Bilco Freight. Kind of looks like some of the other kits that I had gotten. It's another wood kit, so I can't wait to build that one. That one I thought was really, really cool. Thank you, Ray. I picked up, they had a, it's used, it's already open, but I got some shaper sheet for just a couple bucks, compared to what Woodland Scenics sells it at. So can't always go wrong with that. This one, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I think I might give this one away. I'm not 100% sure. Somehow this got into my box. I know I didn't ask for this. This is the Milwaukee and Racine and Troy 40-foot PS1 box car. It's the Model Railroaders 90th anniversary. It is a kit. Again, I don't plan on doing anything with it. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Model Railroader, but I never expected to have any of their stuff. So I don't know. This might become part of a giveaway. I don't know. You should get a grown-up airbrush and get the gravity fed top loaded. Yeah, I actually have one and it works like crap. I do have both. So thanks for that, Steve. You're the best. I got this and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this either. This is made by Fast Tracks. It is I believe it's a number 6 turnout. Yeah, HO6 left turnout. It was really, really cheap. So I put a bid in for it or put my numbers up there for it and I got it. So it's my first piece of hand laid track, although it's not hand laid by me. I have it. Don't know if I'm going to use it. Yeah, Mike says I get unknown stuff in my box. I got it too. Yeah. I also got, hey, what order couldn't go without getting some DPM stuff. So I got this here. This is the Roberts Dry Good shop. I also got another one of those learning kits. I love these things. I also got a Baby Ruth car with one coupler. I actually have the Baby Ruth car that has the wheel on the bottom that does the chug 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 as it goes along. So I thought this would just be a nice added bonus to that. What code is the turnout? I want to, let me see if it says. I'm not sure what rail. I'll have to dig into that, Dave, and let you know. Not 100% sure. I know it's all Micro Trains track or Micro Engineering track. I'll have to find out what code it is. I picked up a Conrail hopper that's got a stone load in it. Really, really neat. I got this here. Oh, this isn't what's in the box. It's what's in the box. That's pretty cool. I got a General Dynamics Corporation liquid carbonic division tanker car. I thought it was really, really cool. It has 2 knuckle couplers on it. Not 100% sure why I got it, but I liked it and I saw it, so I got it. Couldn't beat it. Not sure how much I paid for it, but never saw a Baby Ruth like red and gold. Yeah, I didn't either. It's always been the white. I think it's white and blue or white and red. Yeah. I have always had better luck with my siphon airbrushes. Yeah, I the siphon airbrush that I have, when it works, it actually puts out more paint, which is good, than my other one does. I think my other one, the gravity fed one, is more for detail work, and it's a really, really thin spray. But my gravity one often gets clogged, and when it gets clogged, it's always either in the tube or in the needle. And it seems like once I clean one, the other one clogs, and it's just a really pain in the butt to have to keep taking it apart. I got these, I think these are scratch on decals. They're from the Cartoon Network. I couldn't pass these up. What's funny is they're actually for a racing car, but I thought some of the, like, you can see how, like, this one's curved. It's meant to go over a tire. There's another one here. This one's meant to go over a tire. But I thought some of these other ones, these would just be really cool to have on buildings as like some graffiti in different places. There's General Mills logo, Droopy Dog, Tom and Jerry. Yeah, Goodyear's on the back here. So I just thought it was really cool to have, and we'll get that done. The Empty Arms Hotel, can't go wrong with that one. This is a huge, huge kit. 4-story building. Really needs space. Not sure if I'll build that right away or not. And then, hey, why not? Oh, wait. I got a set of files. This was really cool. This is used, and there's some that are missing, but these are some old school files, man. And I haven't seen some of these shapes in here. There's a cylinder one. There's a triangle one. I could really use a couple of these, so I was glad I got that. But the other thing that I got, believe it or not, somewhere I got another bridge. I'm becoming the bridge guy. I showed you guys the last time I did a mail call that I got 2 of these in, and I actually gave one away. Now I got another one. This is a different model. It's the 1902. The other one I gave away was the 1906. So who knows? Keep your fingers crossed. Not tonight, but there might be another giveaway coming. So you never know. You never know. Well, now that we've gone all through that, switch back over here to the main cam. Where is my mouse here? I had graffiti. It's called a Yarder car. Had a kid tag a gondola for me. Oh, nice. I had permission, so it wasn't breaking any laws. That is great. Love that. Love that. NH Yard Limit. Oh, my apologies. I'm forgetting your name, but I've seen you in Jerry's chat. I'm glad you stopped over here. It's good to have you. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, I remember your story of the Yarder car. Yes. Rick is a part of the 5th channel rotation that does live streams every Sunday. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Every 3rd week I'm here, or so they let me be. Don't forget, Nissy J is filling in for me next week. Thank you for the reminder. Ray's going to be busy next week, so Nissy J is filling in once again. So it's going to be lovely to have her. You need a gondola full of spikes. Did you see the one on the trip? I think I yelled it out. I couldn't believe I saw it. We were passing when we were on the RDC coming back. I saw right next to me. I could have literally reached out the window and grabbed it. There was a whole gondola full of spikes. It was so neat. I actually pulled my head back in the window and screamed the plumber. Did you see that? I thought it was awesome. Google Yarder card. It's on YouTube. Yep. Happy to stop by. Happy to have you. Yay, Nissy J. All right. Guys, with that being said, I want to say thank you all for stopping in. I'll get some progress done on this building, and maybe next week we can get it all put together and glue it up and see what it looks like. I got a little bit more painting to do. I got to get some of those details on. I'll get some extra details, like some of the oil drums and things that I have that are just laying around here. Still got to get organized around here in the desk area so I can get some more modeling done, but hang in there. I'm hoping to get some videos done. Let's go and roll the outro. I believe this is it. Hey, there we go. Ooh, song in my ear. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. Right over here, you're going to see another video of mine. Down there in the corner is a playlist, and right below me, you'll see my little picture. Go ahead and subscribe. Thumbs up. See ya.